Hi guys, I'm Maria Brown. Welcome back. Well, today we're going to talk about aging. Do you go gracefully or do you fight? Now, before we go any further, remember to subscribe. Okay, come on, let's go get started. So, what do we do about aging? I hate it. I do. I know that a lot of people just are comfortable aging gracefully, but not me. There are a lot of things available to us now that were not available to us when we were younger. I feel like when I was in my 40s, I was the most beautiful in my life. That whole time, from 40 through the beginning of 50. I was certainly the most confident then. Once I hit 50, like my skin has changed. I'm sensitive to things now that I was not before. You should have seen me on Monday. I woke up on Monday morning, my eyes were so puffy. I said to my husband, "Are my eyes puffy?" And he looked at me, he said, "I don't think so." They were so puffy, I could feel them. I had to take cucumbers and try to get the puffiness to go down. And also like a little dryness on my face. That never used to happen at any point in my life until I hit my 50s. So things change. And you wake up and you're like, what the heck is that? There's so many people that are in their 40s and 30s and even 20s that are getting Botox and enhancements, things that are going to help save their skin as they age. And that wasn't available to us. Not everyone is comfortable with it. Some of my friends embrace it and some won't have anything to do with it. Me, I feel like I'm kind of behind the 8 ball on this. I've only done skin care. There are things I probably could have done already. I haven't even done any Botox. I've got lines here and other stuff that I just don't even know what. So I'm going to go and talk to someone today and find out what her suggestions are. I think I'm going to do a little bit. I'm not going to do anything drastic. Maybe she's going to suggest a little Botox, maybe a little filler, I don't know. But I feel like for me, I want to go kicking and fighting. Since we have the tools and the products now available, and everyone's using them to their advantage, I feel like I need to come up to speed a little bit. So I'm going to come back after and we'll talk again. So here I am, the day after. I went and saw the doctor yesterday and I found out a lot about my drooping face. When you're aging, you start losing volume and gravity starts pulling it down. She described my face as being what they call the bulldog. And I never really realized it, but I guess my face does look a little bit like a bulldog. You lose the volume and the skin starts drooping and you end up getting this little pouchy thing right here. And she calls it the bulldog. So anyhow, we did a couple of things. She put Botox in on my forehead, and I have a lot of lines here, right? They never really seem to bother me all that much. I don't love them, but really never seem to bother me all that much. But she did put some Botox in here, and it's gonna take a couple of days, I guess, before I see any difference. Now, this is the first time I'm trying it, so it's all an experiment. She explained the reason you want to use Botox is to prevent what I have, which isn't all that bad, from getting any worse. She also wanted to lift my brows a little bit. I guess you can do that somehow with Botox. I can't really remember exactly where she put the needles, but somehow maybe it's lifting my brow a little bit. But in order to do that, she had to relax the muscle here, so she put some Botox in around here. Now, all those lines are not going to go away, but it'll soften, I guess, a little bit. And hopefully I'm going to like it. And then the other thing we did was with that bulldog and also with parentheses lines, she put a little filler in the outside of my cheeks. And what that does is it pulls your face up a little bit. Filler, one vial is just 1 milliliter. It's a tiny amount. She put in one on each side. So she injected the filler here, and you probably can see like a little bruising. Can you see that? And I don't really mind it that much because it just kind of looks like contour. She said the best effect is I'm going to see the most starting 2 months from now. I think that's what she said. I can't really remember. We talked about so many things. I know that the Botox will take a couple more days to kick in. So she put some in there. As far as pain is concerned, she puts numbing substance, very much like the dentist. I don't know if it's Novocaine or whatever it is, but she puts it inside your cheek and puts it up there inside, and it numbs your whole face, and you really can't feel very much. And when I came home, my lip was like all numb, and I was having a hard time. I went straight for a glass of wine, and I was having a hard time drinking it. But after about an hour, it was completely gone. But, luckily she put the numbing pain medicine in, and you don't really feel all that much. You do feel it. It's not pain-free. And if you don't tolerate pain, well, then I guess you have to ask them to go a lot more slowly. Really not very painful, but there were times that I would feel a little jolt of pain, but just momentarily. And it's weird because you can hear the filler, like you can hear it squishing in. So I thought that was weird. And then she massages it, and she looks at you, she pushes it around, and she looks at you, and she kind of evens out both sides of your face. Today's, just the first day. So I think in the next week or two, it's probably gonna look a lot better. She put a little bit in here in my jaw, right back here by the bone. And that kind of, I guess that's to square your face out a little bit. That pulls some of that bulldog back. So she put a little here, and then a couple spots like here and here. So I have a couple little bumps. It's not painful. I mean, when I touch it, it's sore, just like if you have any kind of bruise. I don't feel any pain today. I did have a terrible headache last night. Before I went to bed, I started to get a headache. So I took Tylenol. She said I could take Tylenol, but not blood thinners. So that would be, Advil or Aleve. But Tylenol was fine. I felt better when I went to bed, but then I woke up in the middle of the night still with a headache. So I got up and took 2 more Tylenol, and I feel great today. I don't have a headache, and it's not very painful. There's a little swelling maybe, but it's really not too bad. A little bruising. I have no idea how long it's going to take to go away. I can probably camouflage it. It was very interesting. As far as the fillers are concerned, they're supposed to last up to 2 years. It doesn't all go away. Your body absorbs it, and the more you talk and smile and use those areas, the more movement in that area, the sooner it goes away. So maybe in a year or a year and a half, I'll want to go back, and if I like it, and I'll have her just add a little to it, but she wouldn't have to do as much as she did yesterday. We'll see. So I'm going to come back in a couple of weeks, and hopefully the bruising's all gone by then, and hopefully it's smoothed out by then, and we'll see what these lines look like, and if I'm able to raise my eyebrows. And yeah, I'll get back to you soon. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've had the fillers and the Botox. As far as the Botox is concerned, I really like that it smoothed out some of these lines around my eyes. Now I can still make them, didn't get rid of everything, but it smoothed it out, and I really like that. I didn't think those lines bothered me until I saw them kind of fade out somewhat. So I like that. I also like that it kind of lifted my eyebrow a little bit. Not as much as getting that eyebrow surgery, but it lifted it ever so slightly, and I feel like that brightened my eyes a little bit as well. As far as the feeling, it's a weird feeling with the Botox because it feels, I describe it maybe as being tight. It feels a little tight. It's restrictive. So I usually talk with a lot of expression in my face, but I can only kind of lift my eyebrows. I can't really lift all of that, and I really don't mind that. Kids in their 20s are having it done where their crow's feet are, and maybe probably other, wrinkles as well, just to prevent them from getting worse. I'll probably try and go a couple times a year and have, especially this, I really like that, done. Now, there wasn't any bruising from the Botox at all, and it took about maybe 4 or 5 days before I actually saw the maximum results. I mean, the second day, there still were a lot of wrinkles around my eyes. And then as far as the fillers are concerned, I really like the fillers. They're supposed to last 2 years. I did have a little bit of bruising. When I put foundation over it, it just kind of looked like contour. It was no big deal. That lasted about 10 days. And I can still feel some little lumps from where she put filler in my jaw. Like there's a little lump right here, really tiny. I don't know if you can see that, but overall gave me a better looking jaw. I still have stuff going on in my face, aging. As far as the filler, the first couple of nights, when she first puts it in, they manipulate it to put it like where they want it to go. And it takes a couple of days for that to solidify, I guess. And I was afraid that if I slept on my side, that it would push it, and I think it would. I was very conscious of sleeping on my back for the first 2 days, and I kept waking up every time I would roll over. I really like the enhancements. Again, this is the first time I've had anything done, so I'm really far behind what the kids are doing today. I had a lot of questions for the doctor, so if you have any questions, leave them below and I'll try to answer them for you as best as I can. And if I don't know the answer to something, I'll just tell you I don't know the answer. Overall, I really liked it, and so if you want to give it a try, you'll know what my experiences were with it. Well, I hope this video helped. Give me a thumbs up if you got anything out of that video. Leave your questions and comments below, and be sure to subscribe. Until next time, I'm Maria Brown. Thanks for watching.